Probably one of the most marked elements of being whole and complete as a person, especially spiritually, is the mark of being calm. And Stoicism, Buddhism, a lot of the isms basically say that the goal or the aspiration of a human being is to be calm, to be grounded, to be centered, and to be balanced. And this is what everybody is looking for, every human being. And of course, we know that the only place we can find that calm and that center is in Jesus Christ. Because if our relationship with Him is unraveled or non existent, then all of our other human relationships and even our relationship with ourselves will be unraveled and distant and broken. Sin is the problem. And so when we come to Christ and we give Him our lives and we accept this salvation, this free gift of salvation, it doesn't stop there. We actually become a different kind of person. Now all of a sudden the fruit of the Spirit begins to emerge. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the fruits of the Spirit that Galatians 5 mentions, written by the one and only Paul, apostle. Now we look again at John chapter 19, where Jesus is arrested and he's held, he's detained, and Pilate asks him a question. We talked about this last week sometime. Pilate says, "Where are you from? What's your deal? You got these guys out here accusing you of being Messiah or claiming to be the Messiah and saying that you are God in the flesh," which he is, by the way. So the charge was fitting in that Jesus said this, but also, lacked the follow through because he's allowed to, right? Like it's okay. It would be like a Meijer employee, going into the back room where it says employees only. And yes, it's a rule that only employees can go back there, but they're an employee. They've got the badge and the Meijer shirt and everything, and the 10% discount on Meijer products. So Jesus has, in one sense, crossed that line, that boundary of claiming to be God, the Son of God, but he's also canceled out that boundary crossing because he actually is the Son of God. Anyway, so Pilate hears this, he's afraid, and he said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" Jesus says nothing. And Pilate says, "Don't you realize I have the power to free you or crucify you?" Pilate says, "Do you have any idea who I am?" Jesus answered, "You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above." So Jesus says in response, "Do you have any idea who my dad is?" This is what the Son of God is saying to Pilate, this middle management Roman governor type who is motivated by his own politic and his own fear to keep people happy so that he can maintain his job. Jesus is the only one that maintains calm in that whole thing. The whole experience of his arrest and detaining was designed to scare him. And the whole design of the crucifixion was designed to scare others from being a Messiah claimant as well. And here's Jesus staying calm. What does he have that we don't have? Well, of course, he has a connection with God the Father. He knows that God is with him, that God is guiding him, that God has a plan and a purpose, and that Jesus is playing a part in that role, that Jesus, the Son of God, God in the flesh, has submitted to the plan of God for the salvation of you and I. Now, if he can have that kind of calm when facing the terrible execution that he's about to endure, which is not only physical and mental, but spiritual as well, because he carries our sin. If Jesus can maintain calm in that moment, and then he dies, goes through the whole thing, raises again to new life, and then says, "Follow me, and come and be risen with me. Take up your cross, follow me, be crucified with me, and rise again." If Jesus says, "I've made the path for you to take, now you take it too," if he can stay calm, we can as well. Now, calm is not stoicism and emotional detachment, saying, "I don't feel anything, I don't notice anything." It's not that. It's actually being fully aware of the situation and all of the risks and difficulties that maybe you're in the middle of, maybe a situation right now, something at work, something at school, something in your home life, in your family that just rattles you. What is it about Jesus that gives him the ability to stay calm? It's not that he ignores these things. It's that he would acknowledge them fully, but say, there's something above all of this noise, and it's the authority and the power of my Father. Jesus would say, "I know my Father. I know my dad. And I know that he is faithful. I know that he's carrying out his will." And so Jesus' main focus is to carry out the will of his Father. So that should be the same for you and I. Today, on this Monday, make it your aim and your goal to carry out the will of the Father. And in so doing, you will find the peace and the calm that Paul says passes understanding. And this peace will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. But the very important point for you and I today, dear friends, is submission. It's not just that we claim it as a superpower or as like a magic trick that we say over our day, some sort of a spell. It's that we actually submit ourselves to Jesus and say, Lord, the day is yours and I am yours, and I trust you more than I trust myself and the situation I'm in. So you be my definition of reality. You be my center. You be my calm, and let's do this thing. That's RadCast.